Now, I couldn't hit the ball further than 230 yards until I changed this one thing. And what that was my speed of my transition. So what I used to do, I used to swing in an absolute blur in the downswing. So fast with my arms that I essentially did not give my body or even my hips time to be able to turn, to be able to create some power. So even though I may have had the capability, flexibility and strength-wise to be able to hit that ball further, having a swing like a blur like that in transition really made it so I just couldn't get anything out of what I was doing. And what made the change for me was this drill. So this is the drill that I talked about in one of my recent videos, the pause at the top, Tiger Woods drill that was given to me by my old coach. A lot of you asking in the comments section, does this help with driver? And that is where I saw the biggest gains, was with my driver. So that pausing at the top, waiting there for a good few seconds and then swinging down and through. So let's hit one here. So give it a pause and then through the shot. So incredibly hard to do at the start with driver. I really struggled big time. And why I struggled? Because it was such a problematic area. It targeted my weak point in my swing. So if a lot of you are struggling after you've had to practice that drill, that's because you need to work on it. So there was 3 main areas that it helped me a ton with. So let's dive into that because I know it's going to help all of you out there too. So number 1, just like I alluded to, it helped me smooth out my transition. But why that really helped me hit the ball a lot further was because it gave me time for the lower body and the rest of my body to start turning. So ideally what we always want, we want that lower body and mid-torso, so from rib cage down, to start the downswing. That's our first movement we want, because then we just leave our arms up, our chest and arms will just follow for the ride, creates good path, creates good power, that torque, twist and tension. Now, not all of you will be able to get that as much as you will see a tour player, but you'll all be able to do it a little bit to be able to really get the good gains. You have to be very stiff for everything to move all in one movement. I've had golfers where they've been 90 years old and been able to even slightly do this movement. So I can guarantee you can do it out there. So if you don't do that, you are never going to have, like myself back in the day, the ability to hit the ball far. It's just not going to happen. You are only going to be at the mercy of how fast you can swing that arms, which is not very fast. So having that is going to really give you the time to be able to have the right sequencing in the downswing. So again, give it a good pause at the top and then swing down. It's so unbelievably beneficial. Let's get into the next reason why it helped. So my brand new winter improvement plan is in full swing, and it's not only proven to be incredibly popular, but it's also providing unbelievable results. And what this online lesson plan is with myself, it is 4 lessons per month for under the price of 2 individual lessons, unlimited communication, so messaging back and forth with myself. Any questions you have, you can ask me whenever. And also, I've now included, not only on my winter plan, but on all my plans on Skillist, free access to all my video courses. So if you sign up to any of my plans, winter one absolutely included, you can get all my courses. So whether it's the new early extension course, rotation, shallowing, or over the top, you can watch all of them for no extra cost with that subscription. And of course, if you just want to pick up one of those awesome guides, which are absolutely packed with amazing information, way deeper than I could ever go in here on YouTube, and with amazing drills that are tailored to you specifically, you can pick those up individually also over on Skillist. The link for all of this is down in the description here. And if you also want just to have individual lessons with myself, so I've got 3 different packages of individual lessons, you can absolutely choose from those too. So if you don't want to do a plan, that's absolutely fine. I'll be more than happy to work with you regardless. So let's make 2024 season your best season ever. Link in description for online lessons with myself. Now, the second one is very simple, but it has one of the biggest roles, if not the biggest, to hitting the ball as far as you could. And that is, it helped me strike the ball more out the middle of the face. Now, if we are not at least hitting the ball out the middle, we are not going to get that much distance come out of our shot. We're going to be really under our capability. So for me, when I was really quick and a blur with those arms in transition, gave myself no time, as we discussed, to do anything else with my body. And then from there, it just made impact and strike location very inconsistent. Sometimes my arms would chuck out, I'd hit it quite hill-based. If we are hitting it more off the hill, we're going to have spinnier shots, usually curving out towards the right. And sometimes I could back the body up to give myself room for my arms to go through, and that would pull the club in, hit it off the toe, duck hooks to the left, which was very, very common for me. That was more of my miss, but both could happen there. So when we're quieter in transition, that massively helps us, and that's quieter with the arms, to be able to consistently get the club traveling through the golf ball with that sweet spot passing through the ball line better. Because you're using your bigger muscles, because that's what's controlling the golf club, strike location becomes so much easier to get these middle marks all the time on there. And if we're not hitting it out the middle, that needs to be one of your first focal points if you're going to gain distance. I don't care about your other technical areas. You need to start working on your strike first. Strike is king because ball speed is king. So really nice pause. So when we get that pause, that drill, that's going to be what's going to get it for you, and then try and replicate that. So let's do the pause and then through, and it becomes far, far easier to strike the ball out the middle, then implement that into your game. So thirdly, it helped me generate the club head speed at the appropriate time. Now, when you have the arms start that downswing really fast, that is where you're going to have that start of the downswing, the speed start to be applied more in the downswing. Of course, that is not where the golf ball is. We need that speed to be building up going through the shot to where that's our peak of our club head speed. Most people's peak, as we know, in transition, and I was no different. So that's where, like I said, this can gain such a decent amount of distance being able to do this. And I went all the way up to really quickly to hit around 280 yards. That's a huge amount of difference from just doing these few things. So if we have that pause, or just have a little bit of time, so the pause is the drill, we just want that more time for the body to start that downswing. Then you're going to be gradually picking up the speed going through there. So if you're someone who really does feel like they lose and dump that speed early, do this pause at the top drill and feel like the fastest part of your golf swing is after the golf ball, because there's that little delayed effect. So you're then going to be putting that speed into the golf ball. So speed after the ball, little pause at the top doing the drill, and then go right through there. So once I put in the reps doing that drill, I just felt like I was still doing it. So I still had a little bit of a pause, but I wasn't waiting for around a second or so, which is what you should do with a drill. I was just doing a few practice swings, stopping there and then pausing and trying to feel I was just having that brief stop at the top, and that really let everything there fall through very, very nicely. So like we said, it's a very, very challenging drill. That's a good sign. If a drill's hard for you to do, that's a sign that you've got to double down and do it a lot. Like I said in the previous video about this drill, I was talking about it with my irons. I was topping, thinning, and even missing the golf ball when I did this, and I was playing off a very low handicap at the time. So it is the thing that really got me to where it accelerated my game to where I got to a pro standard quite quickly after doing that a bunch. So absolutely, if you enjoyed this video, click that like button if you want more golf instruction, just like this. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video.